Thank you for joining me on this special video broadcast. My name is Oladipupo Clement. On this video, I want to share with you a very personal story, and I'm very certain that this is going to be of tremendous value to you. So if you are a businessman, a woman, or you're a career person, right? Whether you are still in school or you're already a graduate, whatever phase of life, whether you're a single mom, whether you are a sit-at-home mom, you're a full-time housewife, a sit-at-home dad, whatever phase of life you are, I'm sure this is going to be of tremendous value to you. Some 18, 19 years ago, I felt really overwhelmed. And I personally believe that what I went through then is actually the same that a lot of people go through today. And what I want to share with you will tremendously help you navigate the murky waters of life. At that time, I felt really drained. I felt really burnt out. I was involved. I was working. I was volunteering. I was also running a cause. A lot of things. I was in a relationship. A lot, around me at the same time. So I felt really drained. I felt really tired. I felt burnt out. And burnout is not good. Stress, the dimension of stress, it isn't good for your health. It's not good for your well-being. Anyways, I sought help and sought counsel from my mentor. And I still remember very vividly that the day I was sharing with him my pain and my struggles, he was grinning, he was smiling. While I was thinking, why is this man smiling? I recognized that he knew something I wasn't aware of. He knew something more than I do. And of course, that was why he was grinning, because he already had answers to the issues. Anyways, he asked me a fundamental question. And those questions are still relevant today. He asked me, so if a generating set powers your home. So for those who live outside of Africa, may not be so familiar with a generating set, a generator we call it, and there are different sizes. But again, he asked me, if a generating set is jerking, what could be the problem? I said, well, the load is too much. So that was what I said. And he said, okay, so what does the generating set require additional fuel? I said, no. To stop jerking? I said, no. He said, does it require additional engine oil? I said, no. He said, okay, so what does it require? I said, it's either we reduce the load or get a bigger generator with higher capacity. And he said, that is it. He said, go and increase your capacity. He said, go and increase your capacity. Go and increase your capacity. And he opened my eyes to something very, and it has been the anchor. So anytime I get to a point in my life or in anything I do where I feel wearied or I feel tired, I know I need to harness the things he shared with me that day. And I'm sure it's going to be of value to you. That's why I'm putting this out here. So this is very personal to me. So he said, if you notice that you get tired physically easily, you get burnt out easily, then it means you need periodic rest. He said, so sometimes retreat is not only about going to pray, going to fast and all of those things. Sometimes retreat is just shut your phone, just sleep, wake up, eat, watch TV, and then that's all you need. He said if you do that for between 24 hours and 72 hours, your body will be back in shape and you'll be in a better position to engage, actively in whatever it is you do. I saw a lot of wisdom there. He said also that if you also notice that you make a lot of faulty decisions without investigation and all of those things, then it means you need to settle down, get relevant materials that will aid the quality of decisions you are making. So you need to probably Google, read a book, seek counsel, He said, so if you see yourself making repeated mistakes again and again, and those are the things that lead to burnout, those are the things that lead to overwhelming pressure. Anyways, he went on to say that if you also notice that things happen to you without you recognizing them ahead of time, it means that your spiritual antenna is faulty. That means you are not properly fine-tuned to the frequency of heaven, and you need to time off to pray and to fast so that you can condition your spirit in such a way that you can quickly pick things ahead of time. So you're able to pick both danger and opportunities. You are able to pick danger ahead. You're able to recognize that you are a spirit being, and that spirit part of you is able to pick and signal the heralding of opportunities or heralding of a danger and all of that. Such times, you just go lock yourself in a room. You go in there with your Bible, go in there with a notebook, a pen and water, and that's it. You lock yourself there and then take time to pray, and then you are able to know things before they happen to you. So if things have been happening to you without you realizing them before it occurs, then you are actually spiritually lukewarm and you need to refire. And that was a big lesson for me. It was a big lesson for me. I have since made a lot of adjustments in my life, and I can tell you today, I'm doing 1,000 times more than I'm doing then, but I don't feel that level of overwhelm. Occasionally I get drained, occasionally I get tired, and I know exactly what to do. And this is why I've put this out here, just to help someone listening to me. I recall also listening to a particular message, a particular video program where the facilitator was counseling a lady who is a career person, a top executive in a company, and was also running an MBA program, and at the same time was also a nursing mother, and was complaining of being overwhelmed with the pressures of life and all of those things. And the facilitator asked her this simple question. He said the structure that was running your life when you were single and was a top executive is not the same structure that will help to run your life now that you are married and you even have a kid. And then it's not the same structure you also utilize to manage all of that when you're also adding your MBA program to it. And so this brings me to exactly how I now run my life. You know, those days I used to even wonder, my mentor, how does he manage all the things? How does he run many of the things he does? And today I'm also like a mystery to a lot of people. How do you combine all this stuff? And sometimes, you know, it feels like you're so busy but not productive. But truth be told, I've grown from just being busy to being productive, very productive in the utilization and the deployment of my time and all of that. And so you need to understand that if you are single and unmarried, and then you have a job, the structure you will run will be entirely different from the kind of structure you would need to deploy when you eventually get married and still maintain your job, right? And then when you have a baby, the structure you will need will be entirely different. The routine you will run will be entirely different. And that's what we must tweak if you want to manage overwhelming pressures of life. But life is in phases and men are in sizes. And so what we must understand is that as you advance in life, in the various phases of your life, you need to continue to advance and then also make adjustments to your structure. That's why there are people that you used to know them, right? And then you feel like, oh, you're very personal, you have personal relationship with them, but you don't realize that they have grown. They are no longer where they used to be, and you still want to relate with them based on their past. And now you are relating based on their past, and you feel like they are arrogant. No, that's not what has happened. It is the fact that they have grown, the phase of life they are in right now has changed, and the structure with which they were managing things before is entirely different from the structure they will need to manage things now. And that's why we need to also understand this for ourselves. Many of us live our lives to please people. You know, we have become men pleasers, women pleasers, and all of that. And we still enjoy that level of overwhelming pressures of life. Now, the truth remains that if you adjust your structure, you change your routine, you review and revise your habits, you will only have time for the things that are most important in your life. You will never have time for everything, but you will have time for what is important. And so you need to prioritize. And that was one of the things I began to do. And so I made adjustments within my spiritual life, my mental alertness, intellectual development. I started to work on my physique. You know, I mean, just before coming on this recording, I just came back from a prayer walk. So I combined both physical exercise and spiritual exercise. And by the time I came in here, I'm rejuvenated, I'm energized, I'm ready to fire, ready to shoot. Okay. So this is very, very, very important. I believe in my heart of hearts that if you embrace these truths, you embrace these realities, and you adjust your life, you will always overcome, you will always live above the overwhelming pressures of life. Change your routine, you change your life. Change your daily habits, you will change your life. When you change, things will change. Okay? So new levels, new devils. Every time you anticipate or you aspire for newer dimensions of growth, newer dimensions, it comes with a lot of weight. It comes with a lot of pressures, right? More often than not, people don't envisage that. Many of the great people you know, many of the famous artists, celebrities, you have no idea how draining, how demanding their schedules can be. I mean, I run some of the craziest schedules you can ever think of. And I also relate with people who have crazy schedules. You know, there are some of my friends, close friends, that sometimes we probably speak maybe once or twice in a year. And then each time we catch up, we talk for long, we discuss different issues and all of those things. You know, but every time we catch up, we recognize and we respect each other's time. And this is how you ought to also run your life. You need to communicate to family members, your parents. You need to communicate from time to time. You schedule it, right? You can schedule it maybe once a month or something, or maybe once a quarter. You just have to find a way around it so that different aspects of your life, different compartments of your life is well taken care of without you necessarily being overwhelmed. Because of course, if you are not in good shape, you will not be of value to everyone that depends on you. I hope this has been helpful. So till I come your way again, always remember, winners never quit and quitters never win. So stay inspired till you succeed. Bye for now.